Well, Coach, that's what you said.
Well, just a hard-fought loss. You know, the game was decided, you know, in the first 10 minutes of the game when we got down 21-2. It was just ultimately at the end. Ultimately, it was too much of a deficit to overcome. But what I'll say this, you know, and maybe nobody wants to hear it, but we told our team, you know, it wasn't just those 5 guys who made the comeback because they were in. That was our best lineup, matching up with what they did and what we were trying to do. It wasn't just those 5 guys. It's 15 guys in that locker room and every coach and every manager. Since we got that call from John Irwin, our trainer, you know, about 8 days ago, those guys, and again, you may get tired of me saying this, but they have been unbelievable. Every day, every hour, they've been tremendous. And I think the fact that we got down 21-2 and never gave up and came back and actually, you know, if we get a few stops here and there, have a chance to win that game is a testament to what I'm saying. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I think or anybody in that locker room thinks. I mean, it's a bottom line business. We're trying to get, we're either getting a win or a loss. But these guys are fighting. We're in a storm right now. But we're coming out of that storm because we got the right DNA in that locker room. I don't know when. I hope it's Saturday, but we're coming out of that storm.
Question?
Just starting with the start you guys had. Obviously, you know North Texas is a great defensive team, and was it a lot of what they did in that stretch, or were you guys just that cold?
A little of both. I mean, it's what they do. I mean, everybody, you know, I don't want to bring up a bad memory, but remember we got down 17-0 a few years ago down in Frisco in a championship game. And so a lot of it, give them credit. It's what they do. I've seen it happen with them a lot. They're so good at what they do defensively. And our game plan was we felt like you've got to drive against their pressure. And we're not built to drive. You know, we're not a great driving team. We've got big wings. We're kind of a big team, and we're not built to drive great. But that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to try to drive it and move it and drive it, and they did a good job of keeping us out of the paint. What we were trying to do, and then on the other end, you know, we were getting stops, but we were giving up offensive rebounding, which is what they do. They're a tremendous offensive rebounding team, and we were prepared for that. But being prepared for it and actually going out and getting those rebounds, they had 11 at halftime. Now, to our guys' credit, they only had 4 the second half. But that start ultimately doomed us.
I thought with about 10 minutes left in the first half, you guys started cutting into that lead by getting some more defensive stops. Did you adjust to what you were doing?
Yeah, we actually, you know, we went small because, you know, we were having trouble. You know, I said this on the radio, but just it's nothing personal. But Jamarion, he had to be he had to run some tests this morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. Think about it. We play at 8 o'clock at night, and he's running tests for 2 hours this morning. Something we had to do. Everything checks out good, but something we had to do. And we could see, like you could see in his body language before the game, didn't know, you know, how well he'd be ready to play. And I didn't think he had that zip about him that he had. So we went small and moved Jarius to the 5, and we started trapping a lot. And we started trapping ball screens, trapping off the ball, just trying to create some turnovers, trying to create some chaos. Because what they do, they'll milk that shot clock. Perry will keep the ball in his hands for 20 seconds. And as coaches, we're sitting over there going, man, we can't just let him keep doing this. So we tried to trap him some. And then a big difference in the game was Martinez in the first half, number 24. He's what you call, basketball-wise, he's what you call a pick-and-pop 5, meaning he sets a ball screen and then he pops and shoots 3. It's kind of like Falou for us. And so, you know, it was just a tough matchup for Jamar. If you notice, like Usman and Jamar, neither one played down the stretch because it was kind of a matchup. Both teams went small.
Jamar was treated for exhaustion? Something like that?
Had an internal issue the last 2 days, and you know, he had some stomach issues that were really sharp pains in his stomach. They just wanted to get it checked out, and that's why he was there. He had to go run some tests and everything checked out right. But you can imagine, you know, is up at 8 o'clock in the morning, spend 2 hours doing that, and then, you know, you don't play till 8 o'clock at night. I mean, I'm not making excuses for him, but we were concerned about that as coaches, you know, heading into the game. He had the right frame of mind before the game. He was jacked up, ready to go. But when the game started, I just didn't think he had that juice about him we needed him to have.
I'm guessing with tomorrow being a long road trip, the coach will not be making that trip. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's day to day, but I'm very doubtful of that. I mean, in fact, we're leaving tonight, so it's a brutal next 36, 48 hours is brutal travel. But hey, we're built for it. We'll be fine.
Start the second half. You guys continue to play a little bit better offensively, but I think they hit 4 of the first 5 3-pointers. That's been kind of a trend for you guys, especially in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, all 3 of these games, it's been, the second half, I think they shot tonight, they go 50% tonight in the second half. The difference tonight, I think they had 6 guys, Dana said they had 6 guys that made threes. The difference tonight was, I thought Aaron Scott, number 1. Coming into this game, however many games they've played, 13, 14, whatever they've played, he's made 6 threes on the season. 6. He goes 3 for 3 tonight. He made some big shots. I mean, if he goes 1 for 3, that's a different game. I just thought throughout, not at the end, but throughout the course of the game, they made timely threes. In the second half, I think they started to have 4 for 4 on threes, and it just seemed like every time that we try to start a run, they would hit a big 3 to keep it 10, 11. But we kept chipping away. We had a clean look, Dante, in that corner right in front of our bench. That was a great look. We'll have him take it all day long. Those threes they made in the second, that's the difference in the game. Those threes they made second half.
But you played Wu quite a bit more in this game, and Dante, he kind of earned his minutes tonight, I thought.
He did. Dante's a guy, he's a shot maker, but Dante did some other things tonight. He drove it in there and got fouled. He rebounded the ball. I mean, he just hasn't played. Here's kind of our team. Christian and Dante are both really talented guys, as it shows from where they got recruited and who recruited them. They just haven't played. Neither one of them have played. And when I say play, they haven't played at this level. They don't have this kind, and this is a great level of basketball, and they haven't played. So they'll get better and better every game. Like those starters for us, they're a bunch of old guys. They kind of who they are. They're who they are right now. They'll have tweaks and they'll be better. Jamar has more growth than anybody on our team to be better. But those guys off the bench, they're the ones who have growth as players that will help the team. Wu was a guy we knew coming into this game. Like, Wu's an energy guy. He's a quick, athletic. Like Wu, if you look at Wu, we call Tyrone Wu. If you look at him, he fits their roster. Quick, athletic. Go chase offensive rebound. Go make hustle plays. And that's what he did tonight. And he made a huge difference in us coming back.
Will all be staying home as well?
He'll probably travel, but we told a team Monday, he didn't play second half against Middle Tennessee. And one thing we told the team collectively when they were all in there together, and we kind of told them what was going on with him, was like, you guys that haven't been here, talking about the guys on the team, you guys that haven't been here, like, he's hurt right now. He's hurt because we've seen him be productive. Like that little runner he's been missing, we've seen him make that runner. We've seen him do it on a big stage in important moments, when he was here the first time. He's been hurt all year. So it got to the point where it was almost unfair to him. And I'll tell you the moment that
An illness in his case.
No. His is an injury. So the moment that it stood out for me, and it's on his shooting hand, so it's affected shooting. So the moment that stood out to me was when he shot an air ball against Middle Tennessee on that left wing in front of the bench on a wide open 3. Like that's not Jordan Ross. I mean, we've seen what Jordan Ross can do. And where we missed him tonight was he's a good driver. He can get downhill. He's not maybe he's not the quickest, strongest guy, but he's got incredible basketball IQ, and he has a good sense of when to drive it. And we miss that. It's a bad game for him to not play, but I mean, he's got to get that. He's got to get that corrected. See where he is day to day, and we missed him out there tonight.
You guys shot the ball decently overall, but 3 of 14 from 3-point range. Just a bad night there, or was it some bad looks for you?
Well, I mean, the numbers say it's what they do. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the country, and every time we play them, that's something you don't tell the team. You don't tell them, hey, they're top 10 in the country, 3-point defense. You don't ever want to put that in their mind, but it's what they do. And you go look at they've beat us 4 times in a row now, and you go look at those stats, and they kind of changed their defense the year we met them in a championship game, and they take away threes. I mean, it's what they do, and like we needed to hit about 2 or 3 more. We hit 2 or 3 more. It's a different game, but again, that's what they do. So I don't want to sit here and say we just missed them. Give them credit too. for how well they guard the three-point line.
Quick look ahead to UTSA, you've scouted them a little bit already?
Yeah, Coach Grant's got the scout, and I got to watch them play against North Texas because they played each other. I think right before Christmas they played, and they got down early, then they came back and cut it to 8. They're just a talented team. They're really good offensively. The coach does a good job of kind of doing some unique things to be prepared for each opponent, which is a little different in this league. But they've got quick guards. They've got the big left-handed kid, Germany, who's always played well against us. So anytime you go on the road in league play, I mean, it's going to be a tough game, and it'll be a battle, I'm sure.
Phil, you've almost gone a month without winning a game. Is it a matter of maybe some of the guys putting too much pressure on themselves to break that spell?
Well, I don't think we're to that point yet. I mean, I don't think so. I don't sense that. Now they know. Like the first thing we told them the morning after the Rice game, we said, hey, there are no moral victories around here. Like they know that. I mean, that's against the law around here. No moral victories around here. So they know that clearly. They do. And again, they're fighting. They've done everything we asked them to do. We just gotta win a game. And it's a long season. Again, I've been in locker rooms, when you coach as long as some of us have, you've been in locker rooms where, man, you're in a storm and man, you just don't have maybe you don't have the right talent or the right character to come out of that storm. That's a bad feeling now when you've been in a locker room like that. And as a coach, you know it. So as coaches, we know everything going on day to day, minute to minute in this program. And since the day we walked back here and got that call, man, they've been working their tail off. They've done everything we asked them to do. So again, I say, like, we're coming out of this storm. I don't know when it is, but we've got the right DNA in that locker room to come out of that storm. And maybe nobody wants to hear that, but it's a long season. We're coming out of it. We're going to come out of that storm, and we do. He's got a chance to be something really, really good. And one thing I can point it to you, like today, and I think somebody said it earlier, maybe on the radio, is in the second half. Last week we faded in the second half. Played great in the first half, both games, faded in the second half. Well, we didn't fade today, and that means our conditioning is better than it was this time last week, and that means our toughness in terms of not laying down is better than it was last week too. Now we got to put it all together and get us a win somewhere along the way.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all.